All right. Hello. So, um, today, um, well, let's do a little work log. I went from 9 a.m. to 1, so that's 12, 13, 14, fucking 16 again. But today there was like 2.5 hours, maybe even three. Let's say three, where it wasn't working. So we'll call it 13. Um, so yeah, really interesting conversation with a friend today. Somebody that I met working at the school, and has quickly become one of my best friends. Um, I guess not that quick. I guess it's been over a year, but still, um, yeah. He asked me how I was doing with balance because I was talking with him recently about balance and how I really want to get more balanced. Um, and I told him, I didn't know what to say at first, and then I did know what to say, and it was, essentially that I guess I am getting more balanced, but you know, it's it's slow, um, and but that's a really meta concept right there. That like the fact that like the fact that the balance isn't happening quickly. Um, for me to like quickly achieve balance for the very first time in my life would be would require would be like unbalanced or something. I guess just like the all or nothing mentality, and I either do all of something and I neglect everything else, or that's the only thing I'm willing to do. So the fact that I'm achieving balance slowly is funny, but yeah, I know what I said back to him was like, well, I said I guess I am slowly achieving balance, and I noted some things, and it was a little shocking to me how many things I was actually achieving balance in. Like, for example, the other night before going to bed, I just cleaned up a little in the house, and I'm not used to that. I'm used to over the course of 4 months it becoming a total shit show in wherever I live, and then every like 4 or 5 months or so, um, cleaning like as though it was like I had a new apartment. Like I'm talking about like get taking the like wipes to like corners of rooms in the little places I would never go, like that level. So it goes from total shit show to like totally clean. And this time, the other night, I just cleaned a little before bed, just enough. Like, there were clothes everywhere. I kind of put them away. I cleaned the kitchen a little bit, but only for like 15 minutes. But it helped. It made me feel a little better in the morning when I woke up, which was the plan. Man, I'm looking at this gem. I've been finding, future Johnny. I don't know if you're still into this, but I go gem hunting, and it's such a pure sense of joy. I mean, look at what in God's name! I cannot believe that came from the ground. Anyway, yeah. So there's that. There was the cleaning, and then last night, for example, I had 7 videos to get through with editing for the project I'm working on. currently, the NSC project I'm working on, and I didn't I didn't want to stop when I was at video 7, but I was like so exhausted and just like passing out, and I said, I'm as hard as this is, I'm gonna choose to wake up tomorrow with video 7 out of 7 not done, so that today when I got to work I had to start by finishing last night's shit, which is like horrifying to me. And then getting into what today's shit was supposed to be with editing, which was another round of videos. And so that's two things that represent some kind of like balance going on. And then eating. I'm used to either I'm used to just flip-flopping with the way I eat, and even when dieting, I'll go 6 days of like no carbs at all and significantly under calories. Like I'm talking about between like maybe 15 and 60 grams of carbs a day, and minus 1,000 as far as input output is concerned when all is said and done at the end of the day, logging minus 1,000. And then on day 7, eating significantly more than I need, like plus 3,000 plus, not like total of what I ate for the day, like the number at the end of the day being net, like plus that amount. And tons of carbs, and then repeating the cycle. And this past week was the first week of a diet here. My sister's wedding is coming up next month, which is fucking crazy, but yeah, like I went probably average minus 300 a day for 6 days. Nothing crazy. And then on day 7, I went probably plus 1,000 maybe. And those numbers are just way less dynamic than they've been in the past. And there's other things too that I've done that are more balanced, but it's very hard because, like, and the other thing I did was I had like 40 assignments to grade, and I graded 20 of them, not all 40. Today I graded 20 of them. Like, I'm not used to this. For me, if I have 40 assignments to grade, I'm grading all 40. If I have 7 videos to edit, I'm editing all 7, even if I am falling asleep during video 7. And the quality is not great, and it messes up my next day because of how late I stayed. For diet, I'm used to, what I said I was used to. I don't even remember the fourth. Oh, the cleaning. Like I said, yeah, and I mentioned that one too, like what I'm used to with that. So I guess unless I see myself physically look different after a week, I feel like, what am I even doing? Like, either I'm going to do it or I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do this halfway thing where I'm doing it and it's I have to trust that I'm making progress. Where, like, if I look at the results after many months, I'll see a very obvious difference. But man, it's hard to not do it all. I have this sense of, then why am I even doing it? Like, if I'm not going to grade all 40 assignments, what am I doing? I'd rather wait until it packs on to 80 and then just do all 80. Like, instead of doing 20 of 40, I'll just wait till it gets to 80 and knock all those out in what takes 5 hours. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, what am I doing putting in 50 minutes on that? I don't know, but that's just how I've been conditioned, how I've conditioned myself. Not really how I've been conditioned. Like, I've done that to me. And, yeah, so I have to, it's difficult because I'm not seeing the results the way I'm used to, which is how I know I'm doing good. And also, I'm just having to have faith. And I don't even, I don't really even know what I'm doing it for, but he helped with that. He said, future me is going to appreciate it. It's going to make my life better. And also, people around me, and, if I have kids, which I really want to do, if I have kids, like, they'll appreciate a dad who's achieved balance. And most things in my life I've had stints of where I can use reference experience to go, oh, I kind of know what that is. But, balance, I don't. Balance is really one of those things I've never had. Ever, 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 ever. I've never, it's crazy how I've never had it. Because again, I really have reference experience of most stuff to where I can at least taste, at some point in my life, I sort of flirted with some kind of most thing. And with balance, no. I'm 32 and this is the first time I've ever tried to achieve it. I think it's going to take a while. Gotta be honest. There's a lot of habits built in mentally and behaviorally that are not easy to break. I don't want to put that into the world like that. That it's gonna take forever. Like I'm down for it to not, but just seems difficult to make it happen quickly. But when we were talking about it, when I was talking about it with him, I started feeling this sort of poison, like, well up inside me, like here. I was feeling this real poison, and it was, you know what I was doing? I was saying two things. One, the easiest thing to say, the easiest route to take, was, even my, like, balance, the beginnings of my balance, the less intense versions of things, like, even for me to edit 20, or for me to grade 20 assignments, a lot of people would, like, pat themselves on the back, like, I got 20 done today. And as far as the dieting, I had a good week of dieting. I went minus 300 a day. And as far as the editing, I edited 8 hours today. Like, I really got it done. Like, and like sometimes, and like I'll hear people be like, yeah, went on a 2-mile run yesterday, and blah blah blah, and like, my reaction is like, and it's embarrassing to say, but my reaction is like, kind of like, really? Like, you're proud of that? Like, I'm doing that right now, and it's difficult to not feel like a loser. Or not maybe not like a loser, but it's difficult to feel accomplished whatsoever. Like, people are proud that they, like, edited for 8 hours or something. Like, people are like, yeah, I really put in work. Or, like, my reaction is like, motherfucker, that's nothing. Do you have any idea what I've done this whole life? That's nothing. Or worse, they complain. They're like, whew, put in motherfucking 8 hours on this shit, or like that's even worse than being proud of it. And it's like, I don't know, I have this poisonous feeling that I know is wrong, or at least had it earlier today, and it's actually what I'm gonna get to in a minute in here. What I'm gonna say is this realization I had earlier in this conversation makes it was such a strong realization that it actually makes it a little bit difficult to reconnect with the feeling of poison right now. But I'm trying to show you like where I was at earlier and where I'm usually at, which is just this gut instinct of like, yo, that's pathetic, bro. That you like think that like you ran 2 miles, really? Like, are you proud? Like, I I I go on an 11-mile run like when I'm exercising, like, but yeah, he said something interesting. He said, "Why do you care?" He said, "Why do you even care? Why do you even care? It's other people's prerogative, and if other people are proud of themselves, whether that's because they're whatever reason they're proud of themselves for doing some work, like, why do you even care?" And my first response, because he was getting at like you don't care about other people's prerogatives in like much of anything. So why this? Like, I'm not judgmental. So why now with this particular thing? And my initial response was, and I thought I got to the depths of it with this response, or I felt like I was there. I was like, man, because I feel like I want the world to say to me, this is so embarrassing. It really is. It's fucking lame. I feel like I want the world to say to me, I'm so proud of you. Like, for how hard you've worked continuously. Like, I'm so proud of you. Like, I want the world to say that to me, or people to say that to me. Like, just so you know, I know how much you've worked. I know how much you've put in. You've made 10,000 hours look like ridiculous. The idea of like 10,000 hours mastery, like, dude, you know how many times over I've hit that number? And I'm really like, I could do the math for that. I'm not exaggerating or anything. Like, I've put in so much more than, it's just stupid at how low that number is to 10,000 in comparison to, yeah. And I guess this kind of part of me that I can feel is a toxic want. It's an unhealthy want, desire that I have for the world or people to kind of just like, and not even to feel understood, like not even to see a post online that says something about how hard a person works, and I'm like, oh, there's others. It's not even that. It's specifically me. I specifically want somebody, other people, the world, to say to me, I'm proud of you. Damn, that must have been hard. Like, I want people to know how much this has been. And but as I was saying it to him, I'm thinking, man, that's not right. Because that wouldn't be a solution to this. That's not what I should need. And it doesn't feel congruent to want that. Although it does in a way. It's like what I want in my like animal self. It's like just what I want is for that to, but That's not the answer to his question of why I even care what other people feel proud of or complain about or what they're doing or why I want to tell somebody like, hey, motherfucker, like, that's like not a lot of work what you're talking about right now that you are like proud of that you did. Like, and before I kind of finish off with what it is that I did get to the bottom of, just to really drive this home, like, it's because I want to get rid of this, and let me just get this off my chest. It's kind of like, imagine if somebody who was in an abusive relationship, who every single day, their boyfriend or girlfriend, like, beats the shit out of them, or just hits them every day consistently, and this is just their lifestyle, and then that person is in a group conversation where somebody else kind of comes clean and says, I never talked about this with anybody, but 4 years ago, I was in a situation where my ex came over to me during an argument, and he, with his whole strength, with his body, he took me by the body, by the shoulders, and he shoved me so hard into the wall. And I hit the wall, and my head whipped into the wall, and I fell down because I got dizzy, and he just, like, laughed and walked out of the house. And I'm in pain. I now have a headache. I had a bump on my head for a week. And he really broke that boundary of, like, physical, like it was abusive. Now imagine that person who gets hit every single day and it's a part of their lifestyle hearing that. They would realize in that moment, like, wow, for that to be a story that you are, like, painfully recalling that happened 4 years ago, once, that tells me a lot about the context and the difference in level of what we experience. What you just described as a painful, traumatic event from 4 years ago that happened one time, I am experiencing that every single day with my partner. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm... Anyway, I knew that there was more to it, and please tell me this is recording. I'm just, like, nervous it's not recording. It's still recording, okay. I knew that there was something more, and I searched in myself, and I figured it out. I did. I'm not one for, like, I got it, I figured it out, because I think that a lot of the time that's just, like, you just want to have an epiphany, so you're acting like you're having an epiphany, or, like, you want it to all be sorted out, and the reality is these things take much more time, and I that's how I feel, but, man, I really figured this one out. You know what it is? I'm jealous. Feels weird coming out, but I'm jealous. That's where the poison comes from. When somebody's proud of running 2 miles, and I hear them that they're proud that they did that, the poison comes from I'm jealous. So it's like a defense mechanism reaction for me to, hey, motherfucker, like, in my head, like, really? Like, I'm just jealous that people could be proud of themselves without making huge headway in their lives. Because that's all I know. I'm jealous that people could be happy. That I'm jealous that somebody had like a happy alone moment, because I don't know a lot of alone happiness. I talked about it in the last diary thing. Like, I don't know a lot of like what I'm calling like alone joy. And knowing that somebody went and they did something 2 miles, took them a half hour or less, and they were happy alone from that. It just makes me feel jealous. My reaction is kind of like how if somebody saw a really happy couple on social media, like a happy couple doing some cheesy picture together, and that person's reaction to seeing that was like, ugh, like, oh my god, like, how cheesy, like, made me want to throw up. My god, you really gotta show that to everyone, and you like, but really what's going on is they wish they had a significant other. they're just jealous. Because they're lonely. So their reaction to seeing happiness is, oh, it's so, oh, really? You gotta, like, show everybody and, like, but really they're just jealous, and that's how I feel. I'm jealous that people are happy. I'm jealous of people's happiness. I'm jealous that they're happy alone from something, and I'm also jealous that they're happy from so little. And I don't even want to say, like, so little, because I want to start reframing this, but I'm just, that's what it is, man, and it feels very, very right coming out as I say it, and as I said it earlier. It's just what it is. I'm just jealous. You know, I'm jealous of, and I'm jealous of people that are happy. I'm jealous whenever I see like a family where like they don't have, like, they clearly don't seem to have a lot of money, and they, like, maybe they're if I see a family kind of walking out of their like beat up car, and it's like a kid and a sister, like a boy and a girl, little kids, and a mom and a dad, and they're kind of just like happy, and like the dad is they're holding hands, the parents, they're walking into Home Depot from like a shitty car. The kids are playing, and they seem happy. Maybe they're smiling. Like, I'm jealous that they could get it without having to beat themselves into the ground, like, that they don't need too much. And I'm not saying that I'm gonna be able to be totally fulfilled at that at the level of just, you know, being healthy and having a kid or two, and but like I do want something different than that. You know, I want to make, like, for me, I want to make an impact and see that impact at scale. And if not at scale, then very intensely with still a decent amount of people. But it would have to be a big difference I was making then, if you know, with that, if it was not that many people, it'd have to be a really big difference I was making for them. Specifically the difference of, and this is what I feel like my purpose is, you know, my like definite purpose is to reveal to others the power that they have inside them that they might not know that they have. That maybe their life conditions, family they grew up in, the stuff they saw when they were growing up, or whatever, like, their life conditions made it so that they don't realize what they have inside them, so they settle. Or they just don't believe in themselves. And my purpose here on this planet, I feel pretty certain, is to expose people to how incredible they are on the inside. Wow. It sounded really like selfless coming out, but it's coming from kind of a selfish place of me just wanting that, but it sounds nice coming out though. It's nice. That's nice that's what I want. Cause like I could want to just like bang mad girls or something. Like I don't know. It's nice that's what I want. I like that about me. Like that's what would make me like truly happy. And yeah, I guess the point is like I'm just, it was interesting to realize that I was jealous of people. So that's pretty much it for today. And yeah, that's it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be reframing. I'm gonna be trying to love myself more. I'm gonna be trying to put me first more and work toward balance. All right. Oh my god. Wait, 32 minutes and 10 seconds. That's crazy. Are these all going to be the same exact amount of time? 32. Well, if it's 32:20 now, I gotta wait till 32:50 or whatever. I think it was 32:50 that I stopped at the last entry. I gotta. It's 20 more seconds. I don't really know why, but oh, looking at myself now, hard to love, this is a real test. Hard to love myself when I look like a fucking slob. But I do, but I love myself. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Gross. I don't like looking at myself. Okay, but love you.